Alright, welcome along to Here's Rodder's Reviews. We're getting into the X-Men one more time. This is season 1 of the original run. It's episode 6, called Cold Vengeance. Now, this focuses heavily on Wolverine and his attempt to find a little bit of peace for himself, which he does for a brief moment. He's retreated to Canada after getting his heart broken by Jean Grey. He's the reason she has left. At the beginning of the episode, it picks up where we left off. Jean Grey and Cyclops is in Wolverine's room. He's gone. There's a photograph torn in half. I don't think Cyclops seen that, but he is angry that Wolverine's been so hot-headed, putting himself first all the time. How can we have a team with someone as hot-headed as him? And he storms off before Jean can say he left because of her. So Wolverine in Canada, where he came from, skiing down the slopes on the coast, and he's just enjoying himself. It's nice to be home, sort of a deal. But Sabretooth is waiting for him, so they have a confrontation, which ends with Wolverine falling off a cliff into the Arctic Ocean, where he's rescued by this tribe of fishermen. They're old school, like they're not into the living in the big city and everything. They're still in their own little community, so he's taken there to recover. Back with the X-Men, Cyclops is taking his bad temper out on Gambit, who has just brought up the notion of the rumours of Genosha and it been mutant friendly, and they're having an argument and they're about to come to blows when Professor X arrives, finds out what's going on, and he decides a holiday mightn't be that bad for us, so he tells Cyclops pick 3 X-Men to go check out Genosha to see if there's any truth to the rumours of been welcoming to mutant kind. So Storm, Gambit and Jubilee are selected to fly across, check things out, and Cyclops and Jean Grey are just kind of like, maybe a holiday wouldn't do us a bit of harm either, so you don't see anything more really of them in this episode. So off the 3 of them go to check out Genosha, the land, and there is, in the hotel they're going to be staying, they've got this little house to themselves at the beach, and while they're there, Gambit notices this little sign on the counter of the hotel register, ask about our mutant discount, and Storm, picking up in her role of leader in this episode, tells him to put it down. She wants to stay below the radar so they can check a little bit more. So the first couple of days there, it's fine. They've been to the beach, they haven't had any problems and whatnot. So yeah, back over with Wolverine. He awakens in the camp with these fishermen, and the elder is talking to him. Wolverine quickly realizes that these people haven't heard of mutants before, so he tries to keep it under wraps. So he goes out to do a little bit of work to pay them back for their kindness, and yes, he is a hit with everybody there. So I'm not going to try and even attempt to say the names of some of these tribe members, because I'm not good with names at the best of times. But one of the younger guys, who is the leader of the younger men in the tribe, gets his nose knocked a little bit out of joint whenever the younger men start to look up to Wolverine, and he is trying to match Wolverine and everything Wolverine can do, but is failing. Wolverine can lift more than him, he can fish better than him, and he storms out of the camp in a huff, runs into Sabretooth. Sabretooth's about to kill him. Anybody that's a friend of my enemy is my enemy, sort of thing. But the guy's like, the stranger isn't a friend of mine. He's maybe look foolish in front of the other young men of the tribe. And he ends up getting roped into helping Sabretooth and his plan to get back at Wolverine. So in the camp, Wolverine is starting to realise that, I've found some peace here and it's wonderful. And the Elder's like, no man seeks peace as hard as someone that doesn't have it in his heart, sort of thing. But Wolverine he's a bit accepted for a change with these people, and he doesn't know if he should tell them if he is mutant or not, because that could change the opinion they have on him. That could knock out everything that he's found here to this point. But this young guy comes back to the camp and he challenges Wolverine to come out fishing with him. And Wolverine accepts, but realizes that, there's something more to this. And of course, he pulls the claws on him, like, what are you doing, sort of thing. And the guy's like, you are a mutant. They have a bit of a, not really an argument, but the guy, he kind of squares up to Wolverine, and Wolverine cuts the oar out of his hand, and they hear an explosion back at the camp. Sabretooth just used this guy to get Wolverine out of the area so he could attack the camp and destroy it. So he takes the rest of the tribe as prisoners and has them strapped up to bombs at the end of the episode. So Wolverine and this young guy make amends whenever they see the camp destroyed. The guy's like, I was jealous of you and everything you could do. I thought you were making me look bad. So they have to team up, go after Sabretooth. So they do at the end of the episode, against Wolverine's wishes, really. He didn't want the wee guy to follow him, but he came anyway. But it's a good job he did, because the little guy proves that he was needed at a certain point in the fight. He manages to, at a certain point in the fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth at the end of the episode, the guy distracts Sabretooth long enough for Wolverine to get kind of the upper hand on him. Sabretooth falls into a crevice at the end of the episode, and the young guy and Wolverine save the rest of the tribe from these explosives that Sabretooth had set up for them. At the end of the episode, for Wolverine, he tells the tribe, now they know who he is, he's a mutant. I want to help you rebuild the camp and everything that you've lost here. And the tribal leader is like, no thank you, my friend. I think it's time that we went to the city. We're going to move on. A lot of these young guys want to live in the real world, sort of thing, the modern world. So we're just going to move there, start again. And the last you see of Wolverine is he's thinking to himself, he called me friend. So it's a nice, tasty little episode for Wolverine in this. Cut over to Genosha at the end of the episode. I was going to say Rogue. Gambit, Storm and Jubilee, they're having the time of their lives in this little house that they have in Genosha. Everything seems above board, but they're attacked by these men and these robots at the end of the episode. And the fight starts, the house is gassed. They try to escape, but at the very last closing moment of the episode, they get all three of them at the one time, get entangled by this mechanical cord, and they're lifted up into the air, and you see a giant sentinel standing there. Great little episode. Love this one. Season 1 in particular of X-Men in that original run was fantastic, and I have kind of skipped ahead a few episodes, checked it out, and again, as I said in the prior episode, this is the first time I've watched this season since it was originally out in the 90s. But fantastic. I can't wait to get through the rest of this season. Now, I can't recall much of the seasons after this for some weird reason. As I say, it's been more years than I would like to remember since the last time I actually got an attempt to watch this. So that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you in the next episode.